The 1950s are often remembered as a decade of stability. But beneath that image, important challenges to the existing social order were already underway. In 1954, the United States Supreme Court issued one of the most consequential decisions in modern American history. In Brown versus Board of Education, the court ruled that racial segregation in public schools was unconstitutional. The decision overturned the separate but equal doctrine that had stood since the 1896 Plessy versus Ferguson ruling. The decision did not immediately integrate American schools. In many parts of the country, resistance was strong. Some states delayed compliance for years. Others openly defied federal authority in what became known as massive resistance. Even so, the ruling established a new constitutional framework that civil rights advocates would use in the years ahead. One of the most visible early tests came in Montgomery, Alabama. On December 1st, 1955, Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat to a white passenger on a city bus. Her arrest sparked a citywide protest. Black residents organized a bus boycott that lasted 381 days. Instead of riding the buses, thousands walked, carpooled, or relied on community transportation networks. The boycott was coordinated in part by a young pastor named Martin Luther King Jr., whose leadership during the protest brought national attention to the movement. In 1956, the Supreme Court ruled that Montgomery's segregated bus system was unconstitutional. Civil rights activism was not the only form of questioning underway during the decade. Some Americans also began to challenge expectations surrounding gender roles and social conformity. Many women who had worked during World War II were encouraged to return to domestic life in the post-war economy. By the end of the decade, conversations about those expectations were beginning to surface more openly. In literary circles, writers associated with the Beat generation expressed dissatisfaction with what they saw as rigid social norms and materialism. Their audience was relatively small, but their writing reflected a broader sense that American life was more complicated than the public image of suburban stability suggested. By the close of the 1950s, the pressures for change were visible. Legal challenges, organized protest, and cultural criticism had begun to question long-standing assumptions about race, equality, and social expectations. The next decade would bring those questions into the center of national life.